Hey guys, good evening everyone. It's Saturday, October 10th, 2020, and welcome to our Saturday episode of the Daily Stock Market Insights with Miss JD. And the past week or last week has been really it's full of action. The market was full of action with a lot of stocks rallying, and hopefully we are going to have another exciting week ahead of us. So yeah, they all the groups in Facebook as well as the social media part of Instagrams have been very active, especially for our telco companies. Let's see if we will have the same bullish momentum next week, right? But for now, I'd like to go ahead and first of all invite everyone. If this is your first time to watch our video, I do this every single day. I review your favorite stocks in the Philippine market, and you may go ahead and drop a comment. Feel free, guys, be it a request or your feedback. I welcome those, and I read all of them. Okay, and I also share my thoughts on in terms of technical analysis. And as you can see, I use Bollinger Band and RSI as my main indicator. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And yeah, let's get started. I'd like to talk about the index first. Wow. So first thing I've noticed here is this sudden spike of the volume last Thursday. And what's interesting is that the next day was a Friday. The volume, so there was a slight dip, but people are still holding onto their positions. Probably we had lesser people exiting their positions. Um, Last Friday. That's one thing I can see here, right? Especially here, like this one. These are the days, but um, throughout the months, in the past 2 months, the volume is just manageable. But here, uh, hopefully, we are going to start accelerating in terms of price, especially because we are already higher than the MA20. Although we're not super safe yet. You know why? Because in the event we don't maintain that uptrend, short-term uptrend right there, this could already mean a lower high. So even though we're already above the MA20 line, I suggest we really have to wait for it to stabilize at this point, and probably even better if it could break that descending resistance at the moment. So if I am to plot this is how I'm looking at the index. So this is, by the way, I'm focused on reviewing these things on the technical side. Once in a while, I would also inject some fundamental concepts and some news that might influence whatever movement there might be in the coming days. Okay, but really the focus of this discussion is more into it's more of the technical analysis. Okay, so as you can see here, this one, so it somehow started to cross the MA20 line, but unless we go beyond that yellow descending line, then we're not safe yet. So just in any case, the price moves lower than the MA20 level, there's a big chance that it will go back again here at the 5,840. And this is just the index, but what really matters is we have to take a look at your individual stocks, because the index is just a basket of the major stocks in the country, and we trade depending on I don't know, because in my broker I am not able to trade the index. I don't know which broker allows you to do that. or probably a mutual fund will allow you to do that. I'm not 100% sure, but um, the index is composed of more than 30 companies in the Philippine market that are the biggest companies in the country. So they influence the movement of the index. Okay, so let's get started and talk about these stocks. And I know there were a few requests, but let me just go back to that on my channel. Let me see here. But definitely, I'd like to cover our top trending stocks last Friday. Let me just go ahead and do this right here. So as you can see, these were the highly traded stocks last Friday. Um, do we have any of these stocks in your portfolio? Let us see. All right. So let us go ahead and start with Dito. Dito is not yet part of the index though, but this is the third telco. It's a confirmed third telco in the country, and they're now in the process of building the towers. I know they're only required to build more than 1,000 towers before their launch in Q1 of 2021. And I think they're already almost there, and they plan to exceed the requirement, which is I believe they plan to build 2,000 around 2,000 towers all over the country. So they so far they're on track in their commitments. Okay, so let's go ahead and deep dive into the stock. Okay, so we had a very good rally for the past how many weeks now, starting from the end of September to this day. So I'd say what happened here was a healthy pullback for Dito. So personally, I mentioned this previously that I'm waiting for it to hit the 5 peso level. I'm still not moving that yet. I already placed a GTC order just in case. Okay, so my sentiment here is that there's really there's buying sentiment, but look at the volume from this point over here, comparing this against the last two candlesticks. So I'd say it might stabilize first before it goes up again. So I'm thinking as we go near the launch date, then the price will slowly move higher and higher. So the reason my bias is that I know that the bullish sentiment is there, but given that it's just trying to slow down compared to what happened in the past 2 days over here, October 6th and October 7th, this time around it will just stabilize. And just in any case, this thing happens again, this long wicks over here, what happened last October 6th. That's why I'm not removing my good till cancelled order. So just in case there's a long wick, or whoever does a large sale, or whoever sells his position, or probably an institution, that will result in a long wick. At least it could still fetch me around the 5 peso level. Okay, so overall, my take here is that yes, it might continue to create some stabilization around 541, and let us see if it will respect that. And I don't know, I'm not even expecting much about the price hitting the 5 peso level. Just just testing it, because my theory is that it's very near the MA20. So as we move higher and higher, this MA20 line could move a little higher as well. So the nearer you are to the MA20 level, the better. However, last Thursday, actually October 6, 7, 8, and 9, actually up to 8, this price level, 7, 8, and 9, this price level over here has been hit for 3 days straight. And there was a slight bounce whenever the price reaches that level. Also, this one pala, October 2, October 1st. So something is happening around the 540 area. So just in case it stabilizes around that level, your call. You don't even have to follow my 5 peso level because that's just very conservative of me. But I already see a support at the 5421 area. You also have this resistance here, so it will just stabilize there. Okay, if some of you may have entered, because I know you guys have been messaging me, some of you may have entered right here and have already cut their loss. That's fine if you were able to cut your loss at an area where you are okay. What's important is the key here is that when you know that the direction is moving against your bias, don't wait for the negative to go huge, right? Before you even engage in a stock, know the threshold that you have, a threshold that will not create a negative emotional impact in you. Okay, so I'd like to share. When was this? I think it was around this day, October 7th, or October 8th. I can't remember this or this. What happened here was I wanted to enter around, oh, I think this was last Thursday. I wanted to enter, or I entered at 594. And a few minutes after that, the price went a little higher. It even reached the 6 peso area. But then again, on my 5-minute chart, I already found the price struggling around that key level. So what I did was when it triggered some declines, I right away cut my loss at around 590. So imagine that. Because, but was I correct? Probably not, because right now the price is already at the 616. But at that point, I have really no control over the situation, and I was just merely trying to trade at that point. So two takeaways here. Are you going to trade, just merely trade the stock, where you enter at a certain area and exit at a certain area in a quicker time frame? Or are you the one who is interested in getting in the stock and then you want to stay there for a few weeks or even months? If that is your outlook, then you shouldn't be bothered by the ups and downs here. But of course, it's really important that you also understand the technicals, because that way you don't really have to worry. Well, the worry is still there, but if you know the technical, if you know how to do technical analysis, you will be able to enter at a desired area, which is of course very near your support. Because if it's just a hit or miss, you might already be a victim of FOMO, whereby you already entered right here, realizing or not realizing that that is already a profit-taking level. Okay, so that's the main purpose of this exercise. All right, so check first, do reflect on what kind of hat you're wearing. Are you a trader or a long-term investor? So in the meantime, if you either way, long-term or short-term trader, enter at a support area. That's one thing. Okay, and at the moment for Dito, I see 541, and I know there could be still a chance that it will push higher now, because there's another view that you can do here. This could mean a lower or a higher low, right? A higher low, which is a basic element of of an uptrend. When a stock pushes the price higher, right? So this is your point number one, and then it dips, and the dip is now much higher than your previous low, then it creates a higher low. Then let's say it moves higher again, and now the high from the previous one, and then the second one, this time around it's much higher, then you have an uptrend. And if I draw that, I now will have something that looks like this, and then another one here. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So At the moment, I do this 540, 541, and then let's see if it'll continue to rally to the upside. Just in case it stabilizes here, then at least you have key levels to watch out for. Okay, so would you like to follow the uptrend line here where your support is on an increasing level? Or if it goes down here, you can create that rule for yourself. Let's say I will not buy unless the price goes back to 540, or I will only buy if the price respects this ascending line, because only then I can reassure myself that this is an uptrend. An uptrend means a stock creates a higher low and it creates a higher high. And then when you create that uptrend channel, you know that it will just respect that in the next few waves. And that normally is best measured through an Elliott wave, but that's not the indicator that I normally use. I only use this Bollinger Band. Okay, wow, a lot said about Dito over here. But overall, let me just um remind you guys that when you engage in the stock market, if you're just new, because I've received so many messages about newbies now engaging in the stock market, I suggest that you manage your size first. If you're just entering this industry, don't put your hard-earned money, like years worth of savings, right up front. Do it in tranches, right? Maybe you can have 50,000 pesos first, and then slowly, if you see yourself being accurate in most of your trades, then you add more. Practice. You build that skill first before you gamble your money. Okay, because this is a skill. This we are not gambling here, and eventually, once your emotional being or state, you're already acclimated to, you're already adjusted to this kind of, game, then you go ahead add more funds. And another point, another guidance that I can share to you is do not go all in. I know Dito has been very, very popular and it's a hot stock nowadays. Um, Try to still diversify so that whatever happens, you won't. It's a double-edged sword. It's either you could win so big or lose everything because it's all in, right? So still on the defensive side, you may take my advice, or you will be the final decision maker there. You try to diversify in the different industries, right? You can have a telco, you can have a bank, you can explore in a real estate, and probably consumer. So your call. You can do 25%, 25, 25, and 25. At least there's a balance. Okay. So I think this discussion on Dito is already so long. I can cut this and create another one for the other stocks, so that I don't bore you guys. I hope you were able to take a few tips from this discussion. For now, Dito, the support that I can see, given that the movement of the candlestick last Friday is bullish, it did not go to my 5 peso level. I already see a support around the 540 area. You can do two things. You can probably put a line at the 540, or you can follow the trend line I have created over here because it is so far respecting that ascending support that we have there, which is a basic component of an uptrend. So there you have it. That's my uh, those are my thoughts for Dito and a few basic advices that I have for you guys now that you are already showing interest in the stock market. Okay, so good luck in your venture. I really, really hope that someday you'll go back to this video and then say, thank you for those tips, Miss JD. I was able to improve my trading journey, or I was able to reach a profitable, I was profitable in Dito because of some guidance that you shared. In the meantime, don't forget to catch my next video, guys. Bye bye for now.